We want to determine the derivative of the given function that's a quotient of an exponential function with base e and a polynomial function. So because we have a quotient, we'll apply the quotient rule, which is given here just in case you need the review. So to apply this formula here, we'll let the numerator equal f and the denominator equal g. So to determine f prime of x, we'll start with the denominator. Notice the denominator is just a denominator squared, so we'll have the quantity x to the third plus 2 squared. And then the numerator is going to be g times f prime minus f times g prime, or the denominator, x to the third plus 2, times the derivative of the numerator. Be careful, notice the minus 1 is part of the exponent, minus the numerator times the derivative of the denominator. So once we determine these two derivatives, the rest will be algebra. The denominator is going to stay the same. Here we'll have the quantity x to the third plus 2 times the derivative of e to the power of 2x squared minus 1. This is going to require the chain rule. So u is going to be the exponent. So the derivative of e to the u is e to the u times u prime. So we'll have e to the power of 2x squared minus 1 times the derivative of 2x squared minus 1, that'll be 4x, minus e to the power of 2x to the second minus 1 times the derivative of x cubed plus 2, which is 3x squared. Now let's determine this product here and this product here. So to clear these parentheses, we'll have to distribute this product here. So we'll have e to the power of 2x squared minus 1 times 4x times x cubed. So we'll have 4x to the fourth e to the power of 2x squared minus 1. And then we'll have plus e to the power of 2x squared minus 1 times 4x times 2. That'll be 8x e to the 2x squared minus 1. Minus, here we'll have 3x squared e to the 2x squared minus 1. So the last step in this problem will be to factor the numerator. Let's go ahead and finish it on the next slide. Now we want to identify the greatest common factor of the numerator, which will be 1 factor of x and e to the power of 2x squared minus 1. So when you factor out the greatest common factor of x, e to the power of 2x squared minus 1, we'll be left with 4x cubed plus 8 minus 3x. Let's put the minus 3x second and the plus 8 third, so the terms are in descending order. So here's the derivative of the given function. We'll take a look at one more function involving the exponential function with base e and the quotient rule in the next video.